In this tutorial, I'm going to show how you can use blend modes to create a double exposure effect within Photoshop. Here I have two layers. The top is an image of a city skyline and the bottom is a portrait of a woman, and I'd like to combine the two so the city is encompassed within the silhouette of our model. And we're going to do this by experimenting with blending modes. To begin with, I'm going to select my top layer of the city, and our blending modes can be found here. Blending modes are a really handy and often overlooked feature of Photoshop. Blending modes change the way a layer reacts with the layer or layers beneath it. As I scroll through the blend modes, you can see how they affect the way the city interacts with the image below. I'm just scrubbing through and looking for an effect I like. I like the way screen looks, so I'm going to select that one. See how easy was that? Remember, you can still select the city layer and move it around and position it where you think it looks best. Let's try here. The only issue I have here is we've kind of lost her face. I'd like to see more of her eye and sort of use this contrast of shadows on her face as a guide. We'll bring back that detail using a layer mask on our city layer. So with that layer selected, let's hit our layer mask button down here. This layer mask will allow us to hide or reveal areas of this layer without impacting the original image. When working with layer masks, I always try to think to myself, white reveals and black conceals. So a white layer mask will reveal the changes we've made, and painting with black on that layer mask will select areas to conceal. With my brush tool selected, I'm going to make sure we're painting with black. I'm also going to reduce the opacity of my brush just to avoid any harsh lines. I'm going to begin painting over the side of her face. You'll notice the changes you make will appear on your layer mask. So I'm going to slowly reintroduce some detail here using that black border of shadows on her face as a guide. If at any point I go too far and make a change I don't like, I'll switch my brush color back to white and reintroduce some of our blended city layer. Finally, I'd like to up the contrast here using a levels adjustment layer. I'm just going to make those blacks a little darker so we can get a little more oomph in this image. And that's how you can create a double exposure effect using layer blend modes.